Part 1. The Secret Hidden in Plain Sight. For most of his life, Dr. Martin Ellis had watched people chase after the latest health trends. Miracle pills, restrictive diets, complicated routines. But in his 20 years of working with seniors, he discovered something surprisingly simple. The secret to a longer, healthier life might be sitting right in your fruit bowl. It all began one rainy afternoon in his small clinic in Oregon. A patient named Eleanor, 84 years old and sharp as a tack, had just passed her checkup with flying colors. Curious, Dr. Ellis asked her secret. She laughed. "I just eat right," she said, "and I never skip my morning fruit." That simple answer sparked a curiosity that led him deep into research journals, interviews with centenarians, and field studies across the globe. What he found was astonishing. Certain fruits weren't just good, they were powerful. They had the potential to reduce inflammation, support heart health, sharpen memory, improve digestion, and even help people stay active well into their 90s and beyond. This isn't about fad diets or superfood hype. It's about 5 everyday fruits, delicious, easy to find, and backed by science, that when eaten consistently can transform a senior's health from the inside out. And the best part? You probably already like the taste of at least a few of them. In the coming stories, you'll meet real people, American seniors just like Eleanor, who changed their lives simply by adding one fruit at a time to their daily routine. So if you're ready to live not just longer, but better, keep reading. Let's start with the first fruit. It's small, blue, and often called nature's brain booster. Part 2. Blueberries, the brain's best friend. James Whitaker had always been the type to remember everything. Names, birthdays, even the exact date of his wedding anniversary, which his wife Linda often forgot herself. But after turning 78, James noticed something was off. He'd walk into a room and forget why. He'd lose track of conversations. He even missed a doctor's appointment for the first time in years. Worried, his daughter Melanie stepped in. She didn't want to see her father fade, not after he'd spent a lifetime as a high school teacher known for his sharp mind. She began researching ways to help him stay mentally strong without medication. What she found surprised her. Blueberries. Known as brain berries, blueberries are packed with powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins. These compounds help reduce inflammation in the brain, improve communication between brain cells, and may even delay the onset of memory-related diseases like Alzheimer's. Melanie started small. Every morning, she'd bring over a container of fresh blueberries and sprinkle them onto James's oatmeal. Within just a few months, James felt the difference. His focus sharpened. He remembered the little things again, where he left his glasses, what day of the week it was, even jokes he'd heard days earlier. His mood brightened too, and he seemed more like his old self. But this wasn't just about memory. Blueberries also helped improve blood flow to the brain, reduce oxidative stress, and protect nerve cells from long-term damage. They supported his heart, helped regulate blood sugar, and even eased his digestion. And the best part? They were easy. James didn't need to learn a new recipe or change his lifestyle. A handful of blueberries each morning was all it took. For anyone looking to preserve independence, mental clarity, and vitality, it's hard to find a better fruit. Whether blended into a smoothie, stirred into yogurt, or eaten straight from the bowl, blueberries are a small act with big benefits. James still keeps a little note on his fridge. Just a reminder, though he rarely forgets anymore. It reads, "Start the day with blueberries. Feed the mind." Part 3. Avocados, the heart's silent hero. When Linda Parker turned 75, she got a wake-up call in the form of a blood pressure cuff. Her readings were high, too high, and despite being on medication, her doctor, Dr. Nguyen, wasn't satisfied. "You're doing okay, but I want you doing better," he told her. "Let's talk food." Linda raised an eyebrow. "What, like salad?" Dr. Nguyen smiled. "Actually, let's talk avocados." At first, Linda was skeptical. She thought avocados were just for trendy cafes and California brunches. But as it turned out, they were one of the most heart-friendly fruits on the planet. Packed with monounsaturated fats, potassium, and fiber, avocados help lower bad cholesterol, LDL, and raise good cholesterol, HDL. while also keeping blood pressure in check. What really convinced her? The science. Unlike processed snacks and salty meals, avocados reduce inflammation in the arteries and support smooth, healthy circulation. A game changer for anyone worried about heart disease or stroke. So Linda made a swap. Out went her usual bagel with cream cheese. In came whole grain toast with smashed avocado, a pinch of sea salt, and a drizzle of olive oil. Within months, her doctor was impressed. Her blood pressure had dropped. Her energy was up. Even her skin looked healthier. "I didn't just feel better," she later said. "I felt younger." The secret was in the potassium. Avocados are one of the richest natural sources, more than bananas, and potassium helps balance sodium levels, which prevents fluid retention and eases the pressure on the heart. But the benefits didn't stop there. Linda noticed her joints weren't as stiff, her eyes didn't tire as quickly, and she even felt more alert during her afternoon walks. The beauty of avocados is their versatility. They blend into smoothies, mix into salads, or can be enjoyed simply with a spoon. Linda even started bringing homemade guacamole to her bridge nights. Heart-healthy dip, she called it. Healthy hearts start in the kitchen, one bite at a time. Part 4. Pomegranates. The circulation superfruit. Walter Brooks never paid much attention to his blood circulation until one chilly November morning when his feet felt ice cold, even with wool socks and a space heater blasting. "You've got sluggish blood flow," his nurse told him after a checkup. "Time to fire things up." His granddaughter Emma, a college nutrition major, chimed in with a suggestion: pomegranates. "Pomegranates?" Walter frowned. "Aren't those the messy things with all the seeds?" Emma laughed. "Yes, and those little seeds could be the key to keeping your heart strong and your blood flowing." She was right. Pomegranates are loaded with polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that improve blood vessel function, reduce inflammation, and protect the body's cells from damage. For seniors, where stiffening arteries and sluggish circulation can lead to everything from cold extremities to cognitive decline, pomegranates are a game changer. Emma started bringing him fresh pomegranate juice every morning. At first, Walter complained about the taste, but after 2 weeks, something changed. His hands and feet were warmer. He had more energy. His walks around the block didn't leave him short of breath, and slowly he began to feel younger, more tuned up, as he put it. Studies have shown that people who regularly consume pomegranate juice or seeds experience improved blood flow and lower blood pressure. 2 key ingredients for a long, vibrant life. But the magic of pomegranates doesn't stop at the heart. These ruby red gems are anti-aging heroes. Their antioxidants fight oxidative stress, which contributes to wrinkles, joint pain, and even cognitive issues like Alzheimer's. Walter, who once struggled with achy knees, found himself moving with more ease. And though he still joked about eating a fruit that explodes in your mouth, he never missed a glass. "They're like little grenades of health," he liked to say. Pomegranates also give the immune system a boost thanks to their high vitamin C content, an essential nutrient that helps fend off illness. For Walter, who used to catch every seasonal bug, that meant fewer sick days and more time doing what he loved, tending to his garden and watching old westerns with his dog, Lucky. Whether sprinkled on oatmeal, tossed in a salad, or enjoyed as juice, pomegranates became a regular part of his routine. "I might be getting older," Walter would say with a wink, "but my heart's just getting started." Part 5. Papayas, for digestion and immunity. Marilyn Johnson had always prided herself on eating well, but by the time she turned 76, her stomach had started giving her trouble. Bloating, sluggish digestion, a feeling of heaviness after even light meals. "It's just part of getting older," her doctor said, but Marilyn wasn't ready to accept that. She wanted to feel light again. That's when her friend Helen, a retired nurse with a tropical garden in Florida, introduced her to papayas. "These things saved my gut," Helen said, handing Marilyn a bright orange fruit that looked like it belonged on a beach. "Try it for a week after lunch." Skeptical but curious, Marilyn diced up half a papaya and ate it after her midday meal. To her surprise, her stomach felt calm, no discomfort, no bloating. After just a few days, her digestion had noticeably improved. The secret? Papain, a natural enzyme found in papayas that helps break down proteins and makes digestion easier, especially for older adults whose digestive enzymes aren't as strong as they once were. Papayas are also rich in fiber, vitamin C, and folate, all of which support nutrient absorption and gut health. But that wasn't all. Marilyn also noticed she wasn't catching the usual seasonal sniffles. That's because papayas are immunity powerhouses. A single serving provides more than 100% of the daily recommended vitamin C intake, crucial for fighting off infections and staying resilient against illness, especially in your senior years. "I feel like my body's actually using what I eat," Marilyn said. "It's not just going through me, it's fueling me." Over time, she also learned that papayas help reduce chronic inflammation in the body thanks to antioxidants like beta-carotene and lycopene. This gave her relief from the mild joint stiffness she'd been quietly dealing with for years. No pills, no prescriptions, just half a papaya and a bit of lemon juice. Her new favorite ritual became a late-morning tropical bowl: papaya cubes, a handful of berries, a spoonful of Greek yogurt, and a sprinkle of chia seeds. "My stomach's happy, my joints are loose, and I haven't had a cold in months," she told Helen one afternoon. "And the best part? It tastes like vacation." Part 6. Apples, the everyday lifesaver. Henry Cooper had never missed his morning walk until his joints started to argue with him. His knees ached, his energy dipped, and he felt slower. Not just physically, but mentally too. His doctor mentioned inflammation and unstable blood sugar as likely culprits. "Try adding apples," his daughter Lily suggested one day, slicing a crisp red one for him. "Simple but powerful," Henry chuckled. "An apple a day, huh? Thought that was just an old saying." "It's an old saying for a reason," Lily replied. And so Henry began a quiet experiment. Each morning after breakfast, he'd eat an apple, sometimes with almond butter, sometimes chopped into oatmeal. And over the weeks, something surprising happened. His joint pain eased. His blood sugar readings, which had been creeping up, started to stabilize. And he found himself waking up with more energy. Not the jittery kind, but steady, clear-headed focus. He even started finishing crossword puzzles again. Apples are rich in pectin, a soluble fiber that slows digestion and helps regulate blood sugar. This makes them especially valuable for older adults, whose bodies don't process sugar as efficiently. For Henry, that meant no more energy crashes and less dependence on mid-morning coffee. But there's more. Apples contain polyphenols, compounds that fight inflammation, support heart health, and protect cells from oxidative stress. These effects ripple throughout the body: better circulation, reduced risk of chronic illness, and even a sharper mind. One study even found that regular apple eaters have a lower risk of stroke and cardiovascular disease. Henry began calling his morning snack his daily dose of defense. "I used to think healthy living meant complicated routine," he said. "Turns out it can be as easy as biting into an apple." By the time autumn rolled around, his fridge was stocked with Honey Crisps and Granny Smiths. He'd walk with Lily and her kids after lunch, tossing apple slices to their golden retriever, Max, and smiling at the simplicity of it all. "The more I eat them," he'd say, "the less I see my doctor. And that's a trade I'll take any day." Final thoughts. The fruit-powered path to longevity. By the time Henry, Marilyn, Dorothy, Frank, and Robert met at the local senior center's Healthy Living Club, they didn't know they were about to become something of a supergroup. Each had found their own little secret to feeling better in their later years. Small shifts in habit, simple foods with powerful effects. Blueberries sharpened Robert's memory and focus. Avocados helped Frank regain control over his blood pressure. Pomegranates gave Dorothy new life in her joints and energy in her step. Papayas turned Marilyn's digestion from sluggish to smooth and kept her immune system sharp. And Henry? He just kept crunching into apples, feeling younger with every bite. What they didn't realize at first was that these fruits weren't just tasty additions. They were building blocks of long-term wellness. Each one supported a different system: the brain, the heart, the gut, the immune system, the joints. Together, they created a foundation for resilience, energy, and independence well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. At the club meetings, they shared recipes, smoothies, salads, tips for picking ripe pomegranates and the best time to buy papayas on sale. What had started as health challenges became stories of empowerment, of aging well, not just long. Because real longevity isn't about one miracle food or avoiding every indulgence. It's about small, consistent choices. A handful of blueberries, a slice of avocado toast, a daily apple. Fruits that are easy to find, easy to love, and powerful enough to transform the years ahead. So if you're wondering where to begin, start with just one. Because sometimes the biggest changes begin with the smallest bite.